From the Detroit Free Press, I'm Robin Chan with today's Voice Briefing. It's Tuesday, March 14th, 2023.
I'm Susan Tompor, and I'm a personal finance columnist at the Detroit Free Press. Regional banks, including Comerica and Huntington, saw their stocks take a hit in trading Monday. It's a spillover from the collapse of the Silicon Valley Bank, the big tech lender in California. Silicon Valley Bank was the first bank failure since the 2008 crisis. Experts say the situation there was very unique, so different that the feds had to step in to make sure all depositors were covered Monday morning. But there are growing concerns that some banks might be holding the wrong portfolio of assets after interest rates rose dramatically in the past year. The Fed's Policy Committee meets March 21 and March 22. Some say the Fed might go forward with a small rate hike, or maybe none, in light of the latest crisis. The economy has been strong, but troubles in the banking industry always raise fears of a recession ahead. The second quarter is expected to be weak. Savers, of course, do have FDIC insurance, but they need to carefully understand what's covered. There's a $250,000 limit per person, per institution, and per account ownership category. The FDIC website outlines the specifics. Experts note that new banking technology can make it easier for savers to get their money, but at the same time, this could increase the risk of a run on a bank at a time of stress.
I'm David Jesse, the higher education reporter for the Detroit Free Press. Attending Wayne State University just got a whole lot cheaper for a lot of students. The Detroit school announced Monday morning that it would cover the cost of tuition for any Michigan student whose family earns under $70,000 a year. That's more than half the families in Michigan, school officials said. Wayne State made the announcement at an event Monday morning, also attended by a variety of state and Detroit politicians, including Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer. She said the move by Wayne State fits right into the state's drive to get 60% of the state's population some sort of post-high school degree or credential. She also touted the state's new scholarship program, which gives up to $5,500 to any Michigan student attending a public university in the state. Students who start college this fall are eligible for the money from Wayne State. They have to apply and be accepted to the school, along with filling out federal financial aid documents in order to get the money.
I'm Arpan Lobo. I cover politics and government for the Detroit Free Press. Michigan is poised to bolster civil rights protections for the LGBTQ community. Both the State House and Senate have passed bills to ban discrimination against the community, and Governor Gretchen Whitmer is expected to sign the expansion to the Elliott Larson Civil Rights Act soon. Michigan's actions contrast with those of other states, where discriminatory bills are being introduced and in some cases adopted. According to the American Civil Liberties Union, nearly 400 anti-LGBTQ policies have been introduced since the start of the year. These deal with arenas like healthcare, public accommodations, education, and more. Some states are adopting these policies. For example, Tennessee, Mississippi, Utah, and South Dakota have all banned gender-affirming care for minors. Advocates in Michigan think bolstering civil rights in the state will be a boon for its business community. Business leaders from Detroit and Grand Rapids have testified in support of the bills during committee hearings. By protecting civil rights, Michigan will be more attractive for workers and businesses, advocates say. There are still further steps lawmakers can take to bolster LGBTQ rights, advocates believe. Supporters have called for bans on conversion therapy, as well as gay and trans panic defenses. They've also sought the expansion of ID options in Michigan for trans and non-binary people. With Democrats in the majority in the legislature, it's possible bills on those issues are introduced sooner rather than later.
I'm Kirkland Crawford with the Free Press Sports Department. And with so much going on in sports, from the NCAA tournament to baseball spring training to the NBA and NHL seasons, what else will we talk about today other than NFL free agency? The negotiation period began Monday, and the Lions wasted little time addressing their defense. They agreed to add cornerback Cam Sutton on a 3-year deal worth $33 million, 22.5 of which guaranteed. The 28-year-old comes from the Steelers, where he had emerged as their top corner the last 2 years, and that's the role that he'll fill here in Detroit. Also on defense, the Lions brought back linebacker Alex Anzalone, one of the team captains, on a 3-year deal worth nearly $19 million. And lineman Isaiah Buggs, one of the unsung heroes to last season, got a 2-year extension that can get up to $6 million. We'll see what else Brad Holmes shops for this week in free agency.
For more stories from the Detroit Free Press, visit freep.com. That's FREEP.com. Thanks for listening. We'll see you tomorrow.